A federal judge has ordered the DOJ to release unredacted versions of more of the Epstein files in its possession after a lawsuit accused acting Attorney General Todd Blanche of breaking the Epstein Transparency Act, the law ordering the disclosure of the documents. In a statement, the DOJ said it has produced all responsive documents and that they are the ones being asked to violate the law by unredacting victim names. Joining us now is California Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna, one of the sponsors of the Epstein Transparency Act. Congressman, your colleagues have said for months the DOJ was slow to comply with your law, wasn't complying at all. What are you anticipating with this new deadline?
Katie Phang in Public Integrity did a brilliant job. They brought a case to the federal district court, and they said that the Justice Department was in violation of Thomas Massie and my Epstein Transparency Act. And the court recognized that they had standing. It turns out that there's something called the Administrative Procedures Act that says that any citizen can sue if an agency is not complying with a law. And in this case, the court found that the Justice Department has not released a lot of the F-302 forms. What are those forms? Those are the forms where the survivors told FBI agents who raped them or abused them or trafficked them. There are about 3 million of these documents that still haven't been released. We will see if the Justice Department complies with this judge or if they willfully defy a federal judicial order.
And if they don't, what can you do then?
Well, first of all, this should be the central issue before Todd Blanche's confirmation hearing. Every senator should ask, are you going to comply with the federal judicial order? Are you going to release the remaining files? And are you going to bring investigations? I mean, other countries are investigating former princes, former ambassadors. We have not investigated a single person here, and the survivors are furious. That needs to be the central focus of Blanche's confirmation hearing, but the judge can order penalties and hold people in contempt if they do not comply.
I don't know if you're watching the top of the show, Congressman. I understand you are busy, but we have new reporting that DOJ spending a lot of resources investigating what is happening, what they claim has happened in Georgia vis-a-vis their elections. They have managed to spend a ton on targeting gun laws in blue states, bringing charges against supposed Trump foes like James Comey and Letitia James. Yet they've also argued that part of the challenge with the Epstein files is that they are simply too laborious. They require so many resources. What does all of this, but particularly today's new reporting about the resources they are putting into Georgia elections, suggest to you about what is the actual priority of this DOJ?
Well, sure. This is why I coined the phrase Epstein class that a lot of people have been running with in the swing states. It's this idea of two tiers of justice, that when you have rich and powerful people who committed some of the most heinous acts, like sexual abuse or coming up for abuse or trafficking, just because they're wealthy and powerful, they don't have to suffer the consequences. Yet the DOJ is focused on things that may suppress votes. They're focused on other issues where they're prosecuting people who are not rich and powerful. And this cover-up is really hurting them. I mean, they know that. That's why J.D. Vance was in the Situation Room covering it up. This is how Viktor Orban partly lost his election. He covered up a sexual abuse scandal, and I believe this is a similar situation for this administration.
Congressman, to your point about an Epstein class, to your point about tiered systems, we learned new details about President Trump's finances this week. He earned $2.2 billion last year. That includes more than $1 billion from crypto. What role do you see oversight playing, particularly if Democrats are able to take back the House, maybe the Senate, come this fall?
You know, I saw Trump's statements. He says, well, I was a great business person. No one actually is criticizing his past. I mean, that he was litigated on the campaign trail. What we've said is very simple, that if you're an elected official, you shouldn't have a meme coin. The reporting suggests he made $600 million off that meme coin. Basically, he put out a Trump image. It went up. He got the benefit. And then when it crashed, all the other people lost out. And you shouldn't be able, as an American politician, to trade on your fame because I get to come on MSNBC, or certainly if you're president, put out a meme coin and basically use political office for personal gain. And that really should be a common view. It's a common sense view. It's not anti-Trump. It's common sense that elected officials shouldn't be trading or engaging in cryptocurrency.
Congressman, you referenced Todd Blanche's forthcoming confirmation hearings. They start July 15th. We are about 2 weeks out. I understand you want them to ask questions, senators to ask questions about Epstein. What else do you think should be the focus of those hearings?
Well, the first thing needs to be Epstein, that he releases all of the files and that we begin investigations. But the second thing needs to be this assault on voting rights that is taking place in this country. I mean, they're going after black districts across the South, undermining voting rights. They're not enforcing a basic fairness of having open polling places in poorer and black districts. He needs to be really asked about voting rights, and then he needs to be asked about election integrity. Everywhere I go, people are concerned. Are we going to have a fair election? What are we going to do to make sure that ballot boxes aren't tampered with, that ICE agents aren't there intimidating folks, that people are not being harassed when they go to the polls? And we need fair elections in November.
Congressman Ro Khanna, thank you so much for taking some time being with us.
Thanks. Congrats on your show.